Anak Remang. My metric number is BC253235. For the first stage of cognitive development, I will be focusing on Piaget's sensory motor test. This stage focusing on the development of an infant from 0 to 2 years old. In this stage, infants mainly learn through senses and movement. Infants explore the world by touching, mouthing, shaking, and looking at objects. The main goal is for the child to develop basic understanding of the world through sensory experiences and physical actions, especially to achieve object permanence. To demonstrate this, I conducted 2 experiments, which are object permanence test and peekaboo game, involving a 7-month-old infant. For a 7-month-old infant, object permanence is not fully developed yet. The baby may play with or look at an object, but will not search for it once it is hidden. The baby lost her interest quickly when the object disappeared. This is normal for this age development. The baby's inability to find a hidden object does not indicate a problem. During the peekaboo game, the baby may laugh or show excitement when the face reappears. However, the baby usually does not actively search for the person when the face is hidden. This suggests that the baby responds mainly to immediate sensory input and has not yet fully developed an understanding that the person continues to exist even when out of sight.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Mohamad Syafizal Haiqal bin Abdullah, BC251015, and I am going to take a pre-operational period part. So in this experiment, it focuses on children from around 2 to 6 or 7 years old. So at this stage, children begin to develop language and symbolic thinking. However, their thinking is still limited and strongly influenced by appearances. So in the following experiments, I will demonstrate how these characteristics affect the child's understanding of quantity and number. Okay, so Dian, take a look at these glasses. Which one do you think have more water, or do you think both of the glasses have the same amount of water? Same. Alright, okay. Which glass has more water, or are they still the same? This one. Okay, kenapa?
Sebab saya nampak this one has more.
Okay, thank you, Dian. So in this experiment, the child focuses on the height of the glass rather than the actual amount of water. So this shows saturation and a lack of conservation, which are common in the pre-operational stage. Experiment to observe how children understand numbers. So now, Dian, take a look at both rows. So do you think both rows have the same number of coins, or does one have more? Same. Alright. Which row has more coins? Which one? That one. Okay. Kenapa Dian rasa that one has more coins?
Sebab yang tu lagi panjang.
Okay, so sebab that one lagi panjang. Alright. Okay, Dian. Thank you. Bye. So even though the number of objects did not change, the child thinks the longer row has more. This shows that the child is influenced by appearance rather than logic, which is typical of the pre-operational period. These experiments show that children in the pre-operational stage have not yet developed conservation skills. Their thinking is still based on what they see, not on logical reasoning. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Afrina Batrisya, binti Mohamad, and my matrix number is BC251786. And for the third stage of cognitive development, I will be focusing on the concrete operations period test. This stage focuses on the development for children between the age of 7 years old to 11 or 12 years old. During this stage, children develop the ability to represent events mentally and to operate logically on their surroundings. They are able to classify objects mentally, reverse actions, and also compensate for changes in different situations. Children in the concrete operational period also show improved perspective thinking, meaning that they can see situations from another person's point of view. These abilities mark a key transitions from intuitive thinking to more logical and organized thought based on real concrete experiences. In order to demonstrate this, I have conducted 2 experiments. The first one is the conservation of liquid test, and the second one is the logical thinking test. Both of these 2 tests involve a 12 years old kid. So here, as you can see, I have 2 bottles with the same size and the same amount of water, and then I have 1 bottle in a different size than the other 2. Okay, so pertama sekali, isi padu air dalam dua-dua botol ni sama ke tak? Sama. Now I'm going to pour one of the water from the small bottle into this bottle. So sekarang ni, isi padu yang ni lagi sikit daripada ni ke ataupun sama je?
Sama.
Kenapa sama?
Walaupun botol tu besar tapi asalnya isi padunya sama.
Okay, so here we have 2 statements. So the first one, Ali pukul kaca guna tukul. Kaca pecah. Okay, kenapa kaca pecah?
Sebab tukul keras.
Okay, so the second statement is Ali pukul kaca guna kertas. Kaca pecah. Kenapa kaca tak pecah?
Sebab kertas tu lembut.
Okay. To conclude, the child managed to show a clear logical thinking. He managed to understand that the amount of water stays the same despite the size of the container changing. And also he managed to come up with a reason on what would cause a glass to break and what would not cause a glass to break. This supports the characteristic of the concrete operational stage. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is GITTASHRI and my matrix number is BC251830, and today in this video I'm going to be carrying out an experiment based on Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory. According to Piaget, children enter the formal operational stage from around 11 or 12 years of age through adulthood. During this age, individuals develop the ability to think abstractly, engage in propositional thinking, and for some demonstrate hypothetical reasoning, particularly during the secondary school years. The aim of this experiment is to assess whether a child aged 11 years and above demonstrates characteristics of the formal operational stage, particularly abstract and logical reasoning. The technique used in this experiment is Piaget's clinical interview method, which involves asking open-ended questions and encouraging the child to explain their reasoning. This allows an assessment of the child's thought process rather than focusing only on correct or incorrect answers. I will now briefly demonstrate the procedure and discuss the findings in relation to Piaget's theory. All dogs are animals. All animals need water. Do all dogs need water?
Yes,
Why?
because they need to stay hydrated so they don't die.
Okay. So the conclusion is the child's response demonstrates logical and abstract reasoning, which is characteristic of Piaget's formal operational stage. Therefore, the findings of this experiment supports Piaget's cognitive development theory, which suggested that children aged 11 and above are capable of formal operational thinking.